Hello everybody and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. And this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate program. And Mott, we are now in June, and I've got to tell you, half the year at the end of this month is gone. I just don't know where time is going. Soon I will be 60, sitting in the New York Jets owner's box saying that damn coach needs to be fired. Mott, you'll be the camera guy cheating on the Patriots. It'll be awesome. Anyway, today we are focusing on an area that I talk about as much trash about than anybody. Positive trash. I'm talking about Portugal. I keep yapping, running my mouth on NPR, Time Magazine, anybody that listens to me, and saying that Portugal is the next place for great wine because I cannot believe the quality-price ratio, my friends, the QPR aspects of Portugal. They bring Thunder for $8, $10, $12 with a euro that is whipping the pants off the US dollars, and that to me, Mott, has me questioning how much they're paying their salaries to their staff, and also questioning why people have not discovered the wines from Douro, example, or Alantejano, which we're going to be looking at, or Extremadura, which is producing very interesting wines. There's different parts of Portugal that are producing very interesting vinos using great local grape varietals like Aragonas, Touriga Nacional, and I'm very, very interested in trying these three wines. These are three that I haven't had in the price points that I yap about, and so I'm very curious to see if they can bring some thunder. Let's see what's going on. Let's go right into the first wine, the Tinta da Anfora. 2006 red wine. This is a 50% Aragonés, which is a major grape varietal you'll find in Portugal. 30% Touriga Nacional, 10% Tissandier, and 5% Cabernet, and 5% Antefriquero, which is another grape that I'm not even familiar with. So I'm excited about seeing what this wine rolls at. $10 US. Alantejano is an area that's producing really interesting wines, so you want to look for that when you look for vinos. Zoom in there for me. Very good area. That and the Douro, to me, are Duero, however you want to pronounce it, are to me the areas that are really producing some interesting wines. While I'm at it, there's these guys right here, Admiral Imports, Mott, if you want to zoom in. Do you see it, Admiral? Right there in Cedar Grove, New Jersey, you see that? These guys are bringing a lot of good Portuguese wines, so, if you're looking blindly and trying to figure out if you can only find one or two Portuguese wines in your sections, Admiral Imports is a good importer to find. They bring in some good wines, some clunkers, so you got to be careful always. You can never generalize totally on vino, but something to look out for. Anyway, good color, and let's give it a sniffy sniff. 10 US bones, my friends. Again, so many CKCs out there. College Kid Crew. Oh, big shout out to the UK contingency. Mott, the UK is bringing serious stuff. I don't know if you've been looking at the stats in the back end, but we've been exploding in the UK. Maybe after the Guardian article by Mr. Jarvis. I don't know, but definitely big shout out to all my UK contingency, and looking to get out there in September or October this year to do a book signing, so keep up with that. Speaking of the book signing, Mott, link it up. June 4th, and that's a couple days now, right? We'll do the Father's Day big giveaway. You get the first 4th generation wristband. Mott, definitely link that up. Little snippet video. Watch that if you haven't seen the last couple days, but want to sneak that in there. Let's give this a snippy snip. Very bright fruit. I get a candied kind of candy-coated. Ooh, you know what? I just made me think of, those carameled apples? But you know how sometimes they're like the red apple? What is that? Like a hard candy red, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like red instead of the caramel stuff. That's what this kind of, is it red candied? Candied apple, right? It's kind of got like that little thing going on. I also get really interested shredded Big League Chew cherry flavor coming through. Very nice. I also get a little bit of exotic, little mango-y kind of thing going on. Little tropical thing going on here on the nose, which I like as well. Let's give it a whirl. I'm going to keep yelling and keep yapping. Very dark. Do you get the darkness in there? Like dark, bitter black chocolate, right? Yep. Like the high cocoa count. I always do that when I talk about chocolate, right? Because I'm shredding it. I'm shredding the chocolate on top of a bowl of cherries. Just very intense flavor. You see how the focus is on the mid palate, Mont? And right down the middle of your mouth. You don't feel a lot out here, right? Interesting, right? Laser focus. I'm talking like Photon. Boop, boop. Speaking of Photon, they opened a Photon in New Jersey when it was huge. Remember Photon?
Yeah, it was right here in 22.
That's right. It was right here in 22. Robbie Turnick had a birthday party. I went. We got to give our own names. I was Macho Man because I was all down with the Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah. So I was Macho Man. We went in. We shot. We went crazy. We came out. I'm talking so much trash, man, because the lights went on. It was like over the round. I'm like, I got so many points. We came out. I was in last place. To this day, still stings, still sits with me. That's why I'm telling you this story. Photon has always hurt my feelings. I guess I got lit up like a Christmas tree. I didn't realize I could shoot in the back. Anyway, very sad moment for me, but this reminds me of it because I remember the Photon had a very strict laser. Oh, almost another incident. Anyway, this has it. Very nice dark cocoa. No, not cocoa. I'm sorry, because that's a little more milk chocolatey. This is just dark cacao, dark black, bitter. The bitter black chocolate, rounded out with some cherries, very viscous. Do you like it, Mom? Not your style? Tell the truth, it's you.
I don't know if I like it, I don't know if I don't.
You didn't seem to like it, that's why I'm kind of asking you.
It's not something I was expecting.
Reminds me of a lot of the Languedoc Provence wines that maybe a lot of you have been drinking and enjoying. There's like a brightness, a floral component, almost like Cru Beaujolais on steroids. It's almost like Barry Bonds went to the Beaujolais and said, psst. Why do I pick up Barry? How about Clemens, that jerk? Psst. You know, so, like, kind of like, you know, you're hanging out in Beaujolais and there's like a baseball player in the corner whispering, by the way, have you noticed there's like 1,000 homers less already at this point in baseball? All the numbers are down. Just saying. I like this wine a lot. I find that if you're a Beaujolais fan, a Southwest France, Languedoc Provence, fan, I think you can, Roussillon, I think you can be a big fan of this wine. I like the brightness, I like the complexity, I like the richness. Give me a hot dog right now with some sauerkraut and a good solid baseball game where Sean Figgins is back healthy and stealing bases. I need that for my fantasy team. And drink this wine, the Anfora, and I'm loving it. I think this is an 88 plus point wine. I highly recommend, if you want to try some Portuguese wines, that you give this a whirl. It's a great indication of the region, textbook blueprint of what's coming out of there. I like it. It maybe doesn't have the overall weight that some people are enjoying, but I like a little bit more of the floral focus, and that's what this has. I like it. It's a good start to the show. Let's move on. Barbarella. Sounds like a monster in like a horror movie. Barbarella. Barbarella, 2005 Douro red wine. This wine is a blend of Touriga Nacional, Touriga Franca, Tinta Roriz. All the classic grape varietals you find in Portugal. This wine rolls in at $10 US. It has scored 85 points by the fantastic Mark Squires, who runs and manages Robert Parker's message board, which is a great place to hang out and learn about wine. This comes from the Douro. It's a DOC. 85 points from Mark Squires, who's doing a great job by focusing on Portugal. I loved that I saw Portuguese reviews in an Advocate a couple issues ago. Great job by Mark. I've known him a long time. A big fan of his. 85 points, real conservative score. Let's see if we agree. Little sniffy sniff. Now this really does smell like a G.I. Joe melting in the sun. Very much action figure melting plastic kind of thing going on the nose. A little burnt tire, a little BMX skid mark kind of thing going on. Maybe even more like a big wheel. No, BMX. Remember big wheels? Those were awesome. I was like scared of a bike, so I rode it like longer than I had to, like 3rd grade. I'm like, yeah. No, not that late. Anyway. I also get like a inky kind of like pen ink kind of thing going on. It's almost like a pen exploding in your mouth. I mean, we've all tasted what that tastes like or smells like. I'm getting a little hint of that. Little paint residue kind of thing going on. So very interesting chemically kind of little wine. Let's give it a whirl. I like the vegetal component of this wine. I get almost like a cabbage kind of feel in the mid palate, which I like. Good and dry. I'm almost getting like a little bit of a beef jerky component on this wine as well. I'm also getting a little tendency of, I don't know, a little blackberry. I get a little bit of the blackberry, which I like. I do get a little black pepper as well. It's a nice little wine, actually. Little old world in its approach, which I like. Would love to have this, believe it or not, with a pasta salad. I've been drinking these kind of red wines with like a tricolore pasta. You'd be surprised, especially when you get a little bit of the peppers in there. It's got a little bit bite, a little broccoli mixed in. Nice little quaffer. I'm going to one-up Mark. I'm going to go 86 plus on this wine. 10 bones, not the Anfora, in my opinion, for sure. The Anfora brings a lot more to the table, but still a very solid effort. And focused and good fruit, a little overpriced. To me, this is what Portugal brings to the table at $6 and $7, not at 10. So I'm going to give it a pass. Sorry, Barbarella. All right, Barbarella. But still adequate. But definitely not something I would recommend. Let's move on. Now, this is the Cerrajeras 2007. This is a blend of Castello, Aragones, and Tinta Muda. All local grapes, again, 12.5% alcohol. This wine rolls in at 6 bones, Mott. I mean, with an even dollar, are we looking at $4.50? I mean, like, you know, so very interesting to me. Wine even has a punt. You know, usually I would think, did I just give the finger to the Maniacs? I don't know, I think I did. It even has a little punt, which surprises me. Let's see what's going on here. Good color. Let's give it a little bit of a sniffy sniff. Now this is interesting. I like this. Now this has a little fertilizer action. This to me smells like a green pepper farm. Smell this, Mott? Definitely like a little fertilizer soil thing going on. Lots of green peppers coming through. Smells a little like Hunterdon County to me. New Jersey, which is nice. It's a little hometown action there. Little smokiness again on this. I like to call this barbecue pit because, you know, you kind of get a little bit of the gasoline burn off too. You know, kind of like half oily kind of gas, like the products you use to get a barbecue going, and the smokiness. You also notice, Mont, can you get this? Can you pick up the camera? Can you get the little hints of like little frizzante action in the bottle, which I find kind of interesting? Are we getting that on camera or not? No, huh? How about if you can you get it? No? No, huh? It's a little bit of like a sparkly kind of thing going on. A little frizzante action, which I think should be paid attention to. Just for kicks and giggles. Let's give it a whirl. Totally different on the flavor profile. I'm going to go on a limb and say I'm going to like this. Give this a whirl. Hello, strawberry shortcake, because this is the biggest explosion of ripe, fresh, young strawberries on the palate. Light, easy drinking, nice and mellowed out, nice like dandelion, like lilac-y, kind of like floral violets coming on, you know, kind of like, you like it.
Yep.
You like this wine.
Yep.
And you're not a big red wine fan.
No.
Do you really like it? Don't do it for me. Why?
It's smooth.
It is, right?
It's silky smooth.
It is smooth, right?
Yeah.
And do you get the violet-y kind of floral strawberry thing going on?
I get the strawberries. I don't get the violets so much.
It's very floral on the back end. This wine freaks me out. I thought it was going to be very vegetal and very earthy and very fertilizer and very soil and very, you know, like little pig crap in your mouth. But this came with a lot of fruit and a lot of polish and very light and easy drinking. Mott? I'm completely blown away by this wine. The light's blinking, Mott. Does that mean we're almost at 5 minutes? That's more than enough time. I'm pumped right now. I'm going to score this wine 88 points as well. Very different than the Anfora, but I'm going to tell you right now, for $6 US, I get this email all day long. Mott, as a matter of fact, I'm going to need you to take this little snippet from the beginning to this little rant that I'm about to do, because I want you to put it on, make a page on Wine Library TV, like, for what white wine drinkers, the red wine that you should try. And let's just put this little video there. Talk to me about that, because I want to have the right title. Because I want to start sending this out to people. It's going to save me a lot of time to give them a lot of explanation. If you're a white wine drinker, or you're just getting into red wines and you want to try something, I think this is your entry. Mott, I really knew you were going to like it. It's so fruity, so smooth, silky smooth, doesn't have the bitterness or the tannins that bother so many people. Light, fresh, summertime red, and exactly why I believe Portugal is really coming on the scene. These are the red wines that a lot of white wine drinkers are going to use as transitions to a world of red wine. I like this wine. It's got good fruit. It's very well made. There's no reason, I don't have to give this an 85 Best Buy. No, this is an 88 type point wine. It's a little bit lighter, but don't get twisted, my friends. Don't get tricked. This is not Light City. This has more oomph than a Beaujolais, but a little bit more polished than you'd ever expect for a wine at this price point. And this is exactly the kind of wine that I think explodes and trumps any of the $2 Chuck or the $5 or $6 wines coming out of California and Australia, because it's got more pizzazz, more back end. I get a rosemary component right now that I'm tasting on the back end as I'm yapping because the finish is so long. Cherry juice. Nice. 88.6 bones, Mott. From Europe. I mean, crazy. Huge, huge first anniversary shout out to the Fosters. Stephanie, thanks for emailing. What a great lady she is. She says, if you give a shout out, I will donate $100 to your charity of choice. And that's the kind of people that the Maniacs are, Mott. I am totally convinced that the people who watch this show, a lot of people are always asking me, how old are the Vaniacs? Like, a lot of business stuff that I do, as you guys know, a lot of business magazines and a lot of speaking, and everybody's like, what's the demo, 21 to 25? The demo of the Vaniacs, in my opinion, the Vayner Nation, are open-minded people that are looking to expand their palates and enjoy. They're looking to be one with their palate. Embrace your palate, and don't preconceive. No judging people, right, Mott? That's where it's at. It's the right way to live. Loving your family, bringing people together. Thirsty Thursdays, bringing a lot of people together. People starting tasting groups. Secret packs, bringing friends together. People that are not scared to drink a $6 Portuguese wine, even though they've been buying $100 wine. Like the kind of wines that I drink. I'll bring this to a blind tasting and whip some pants off. I like whipping pants off. And I like the Vaniacs, and I love the Vayner Nation, and I love chilling and doing this show for you, and I will keep doing it as long as I can. And most of all, I thank you for that opportunity, because while you guys keep watching and spreading the thunder and, just all this stuff. Oh, and leave some reviews on the book. If you've read the book, link it up. The Amazon book review. I need some reviews. We've only got 12 as this point of taping. Thank you. Thank you so much. Question of the day. What is your favorite Portuguese red wine? And if you don't have one and you've never had one, promise me this week. Lurkers, come out and say, I promise. I'm looking for a promise. Promise me you will expand your palate, my friends, because you, with a little bit of me, we're changing that wine world, whether they like it or not.